Okay, I'm going to jump back on this real quick. I'm going to show you something, and then I got another video I'm going to show you later. This is the picture. This is the bad shepherd. Okay, we all know who this is. It's this dude right here. El Presidente, okay? So let's go back and look. Zechariah 1:17, woe to the worthless shepherd who leaves the flock and shall be a sword shall be against his arm and against his right eye. So when we look at him, we can show that it clearly shows his right eye only. Okay, his right eye is blotted out, is what it says. In other words, he's closed his eyes to it and he's walking away. Okay, it says. Okay, his arm shall be completely withered. When we look, we see how skinny this one is compared to this one. Okay, this is definitely this guy. It's brought to my attention. I was not aware that cats are referred to by Mark Twain as redheads. Okay, because this city up here, I think, is a Middle Eastern city because of what's going on with Egypt. The cats, the Sphinx represent Egypt, the unrest. Okay, his leg is a pillar of smoke. That's from the story of Exodus. Okay, where it says the Lord led them out of Egypt, protected by a pillar of smoke during the day and at night a pillar of fire. Now, a friend showed me this, and I made some connections here. Mark Bridger probably killed April Jones, but denies abducting her, says his lawyer. Okay, I don't even know how that works. It works because it's a bullshit story. She was last thing playing out on her bicycle near the home of Briny Gog. Sounds like an attractive place to live. Briny, that's salty, that's sea, that's abyss. Briny Gog estate in, I can't pronounce that word, but it's in Wales. Bridger, blah, blah, blah. It's not important, but it says April's body has still not been found. Well, the word Gog caught my attention because being one that reads the Bible, there's a place called Gog and Magog. Okay, so I just wanted to see if that has any affiliation, and lo and behold, not so far away, is a place in the UK called Gog and Magog, and that's the same one that's in the Bible. And I thought, well, that's interesting. I said King James English wrote the Bible. You know, everybody thinks that this is in Israel. It sounds to me like it's more or less in the UK, but we'll just go with the storyline for right now. So it's Gog and Magog. Okay, so we said it's Gog and Magog Downs, Wikipedia. The Gog Magog Downs, also known as Gog Magog Hills, or simply the Gog's Hills, extend several miles south of Cambridge in England. In the Bible, Gog means place of the skull. Okay, so they can whatever they want to do with this. All right, now let's go see what the story of Gog and Magog is. Okay, in the Bible, and see how it relates to this cover of the New Yorker. Okay, here it is here. The War of Gog and Magog. Ezekiel 38 through 39 tells us the future invasion of Israel by a vast coalition of nations that surround it. Okay? So we know that all the nations that are surrounding it are going to come across. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Here's the bad shepherd. Okay? Let's go back and just for a minute jump back to the murder story of this girl. Here's Mr. Justice. William Griffith said to Mr. Kelly, you have indicated the defendant's case is that he was probably responsible for the death of April. Well, this is really in reference to what's going to happen here with Israel being attacked. So let's see what this looks like after I weed all the bullshit out of it. Okay? Now you got to understand why Israel is getting attacked, because it's an old thing where they turned their back on the Creator, and the Creator said, you know what? I'm not going to bother with you now. I'll get even with your kids. Kind of a mafia kind of a thing. But let's weed this out and let's see what the truth is behind the story. Here it is. Mr. Justice. He was responsible for the death of April. Not the death of a girl, the death of April, those that are going to die in April. Now this is where it gets a little bit more interesting. I saw a commercial for a thing called Unicorn Apocalypse. Now this is where we're really understanding the Bible. really comes in handy. And so when we talk about that, trying to figure out who is the unicorn, why is this important? Because if we look here, it says, then after 800 years of fellowship with Judah, they were cut loose and sent after their brethren to the house of Israel. It was needful that the lion and the unicorn should unite. That's Manasseh and Ephraim. That's the United States and England. The history of these two representative characters is worth your careful study. Okay? So, unicorn apocalypse. Why are they showing us on here? We're the unicorn. Okay? I told you New York was going to get mashed again, and it's going to. All of this is all tied together. I said this in my last video pertaining to this cover. That I said, look for something in March or April. And now it kind of bears it out. So I'm not trying to scare anybody, but I'm really trying to scare you. Okay? And until people figure out that you better start making a stand, okay, you're lost. Okay? This is true. This Jesus Christ stuff is true. And I know you guys don't like to hear that. You know, everybody wants to hear the occultic side. This story, whether you think it's a story, a computer, whatever you think this thing is that we're in, it's going to play itself out. And so you better choose what side you're going to be on. I'm just doing my job. You don't have to like me. I'm just telling you that, you know, my faith is in Jesus Christ. I mean, this proves that this stuff is happening. I'm not making this stuff up. It's just if you have eyes to see, you can see it. That's all. I'm not trying to down anybody. You know, I'm just trying to help somebody out if I can. That's it. If you look at it, if the cats are the redheads, that's the tribe of Dan. The redheads, the Vikings, the Phoenicians, the marauders, the murderers. Something is going to go down in the spring. I'm almost positively sure of it. You know, and I pray that I'm wrong. This guy's in office. He's not leaving anytime soon. All right? He does not like Israel. He abhors Israel, and he hates the United States. I don't want to see anything happen to the guy because he's still a human being, but I'm just saying, this story is going to play itself out. And whether you like it or not, you're part of it, and you're along for the ride. And so that's the reality of it. So, you know, you can watch this again. All the signs are there. He's the bad shepherd. Gog and Magog. I mean, you know, it's too much. It really is. There's no such thing as coincidences at this level.